So let's be honest, we've been spending way too much time to create the perfect pals, but what about our very own characters? What if you also want to have some shiny stats on your very own character to go alongside your very special pal team? Well, today we're gonna go over all of the best legendary items you can get in Palworld. Spoilers alert, there are about 17 of them in total with different tiers, and all of them are going to give you some amazing stats, but at a massive cost, both in terms of time as well as the mats required to craft them. So let's get started from the beginning. Of course, there are 17 of these legendary schematics you can get in the game, and they will drop exclusively from the alpha pal boss encounters you will find around the map. Of course, not all of them have the chance to drop them. They actually drop from certain bosses, as I'm going to show you in just a little bit. Another thing to absolutely know is that the drop chance here is abysmal, only 1% chance to see it drop. So you will have to repeat this very often until you see it. That's why I recommend multiplying the spawn rate by 3 and then increasing the drop rate in your world settings so that you can increase that chance as much as possible. Otherwise, it just gets very annoying. And the third of all is that every single tier of weapon and armor in the game has a legendary schematic counterpart. So this includes the cloth, metal, refined metal, and pal metal armor, as well as each individual weapon. So let's get started with the first one, which is going to be the old bow schematic. You will get it from King Paka right here on this side of the map. Once you do it, there's a low chance that he will give you the old bow schematic number 4. From here, we have another one pretty much at the same level, which is going to be from the Bushi encounter, also level 23, and he has a chance to drop the legendary crossbow schematic number 4. Next one comes at level 29, which is going to be from the beacon encounter. You will have to go at the top of this mountain and you will find an opening inside of this cave that you can enter, and he is going to drop the handgun schematic number 4. And from here, it's pretty much all level 45 plus. So Suzaku is one of the encounters. If you defeat him right here in the desert, he's going to drop the legendary schematic from the pump action shotgun. For the assault rifle, you're going to have to fight Blazimuth right here in Mount Obsidian. His entrance is going to be up north to the cave. If you defeat him or capture him, he's going to drop the assault rifle legendary schematic. Meanwhile, the final weapon is going to drop from the last encounter against the Jet Dragon, so he's going to be found right here in Mount Obsidian, and the legendary variant of that rocket launcher will drop for you, of course, if you're lucky enough. Meanwhile, for the Pal Metal Helm schematic legendary quality, you're going to have to fight for Stallion up north. He has a pretty low chance to also drop this for you. Meanwhile, for the Pal Metal Armor, the only two schematics I know of are of the cold and the heat resistant variants, so I'm not sure if the regular version also has one, but you will get these two from the Necromus and Palladius encounter right here up north in the desert. Now, I'm not sure exactly when I got the one from Palladius, but I was able to record the one against Necromus, and he seems to be the one that drops the heat resistant variant. So I will assume that Palladius is the one that drops the cold resistant one. Let's get started actually with the weapons. I do get the option to craft 2 of them right now. So one of them is definitely going to be the assault rifle. Fortunately, no pal metal, only refined ingots, and everything else seems quite manageable. So I'm gonna go ahead and immediately start this right now. So while that is being done and processed, we're gonna go ahead and also farm, or well, create one of the armors. So I am spending a lot of time in the cold region because I have a base up there, so I will actually create the cold one. Okay, so it seems that the rifle is done, and it's actually quite significantly improved compared to the regular one. So it's 560 attack against 320. For some reason, durability stays the same, even though in all of the other scenarios it did change. So for all other items it did, not for this though. So still 3000, but that's a pretty good like 80-70% increase just eyeballing it. We're gonna test that in just a bit, but I'm also going to go ahead and craft the shotgun. Now the shotgun is also done. It's 385 in terms of damage compared to my broken 220. That's actually not too shabby, but as you can see, the durability is much better. So it's 400 instead of 150. It did change this time around, which makes me think maybe the assault rifle durability might be a little bit bugged, or maybe 3000 was considered enough by the devs. And finally, I also crafted the old bow. Surprisingly, there's no triple shot bow legendary variant for some reason, but this still has a pretty decent damage, 247, which is still somewhat higher than the regular pump action shotgun, so we definitely have to test these. Now the only thing remaining was the Pal metal helmet, so here is how the final thing looks like. It's 240 defense, 560 on the HP, which is significantly improved to the regular one, but like not as much as the others, against 210 and 490. So this brings me at a total of 3000 HP and well, 1000 shield, but everybody gets that with the hyper shield anyway. Okay, so let's do a little bit of tests, starting with I guess the bow. So this is a level 41. Obviously the damage is not gonna be that big, but still 72 is not too shabby. Obviously this is not going to be your first source of damage. You're gonna be doing other stuff, but against these guys, okay. So bow still sucks. Let's see the assault rifle. Okay, assault rifle is much better. So that's 400 in the face right there. This is the legendary, by the way. So 200 for the big boy. Let's see if we go with the non-legendary variant. So that's barely, not even 100. It's dealing way less than that. So yeah, in this case, it seems that the AR definitely got a huge bump. Not sure exactly why there are so few enemies here, but I'm just gonna try to headshot this guy. So still 64. This is gonna be good maybe against low-level creatures or anything that you want to damage, but not necessarily kill. Maybe you want to catch somebody, you can revert the bow and still deal some respectable damage. But obviously your AR is going to be the huge damage dealer. I mean, this damage right here is going to be pretty insane. I'm also seeing a bunch of others right here, so I'm just gonna go in. Guy's done, and also this guy, so that's actually pretty simple. So yeah, the shotgun is extremely strong, ladies and gents, as long as you just face everybody. So I'm just gonna go here and repeat pretty much the same thing. Just gonna be like this. If only my aim did not suck, but yeah, that's it. There you go, and it's done. Now if you want the low level variants, there are a few and you can actually get them relatively early, and it's funny to me that 3 of them you can get from Panking, Chillet and Azurobe very early on. So for example, Chillet is the one that has a chance to drop the legendary cloth outfit schematic number 4. If you want to go ahead and farm him, it's actually a pretty easy encounter. Meanwhile, if you fight with Panking, he has a chance to drop the feathered hair band schematic, also of legendary quality. And finally, if you fight Azurobe, he does have a chance to drop the pelt armor schematic, which is going to be an upgrade from the cloth variant. Now if you want to jump 1 tier in quality straight to the metal armor, then the next 2 bosses are the ones you want to farm. One of them is Elizabeth. She has a small chance to drop the legendary metal armor schematic rank 4, and the second one is going to be the War Sect fight. He has a small chance to also drop the metal helm schematic instead. Now I also included the refined metal variant in case you want that. So for example, you can get the heat resistant variant of the armor right here from the Estegon fight. So this is going to give you the heat resistant refined metal armor schematic rank 4. If you want the cold variant instead, you'll have to go up north and fight Lily Noct in her cave, and this is going to give you that cold legendary variant. Meanwhile, for the helmet, you will have to fight the Mana Sting boss encounter right here in the desert up east, northeast actually, and he will have a chance to give you the refined metal helm schematic number 4. Very interesting that both the refined and the pale metal armor do not have a version for the regular armor, only for the heat and the cold resistance, so I'm not sure what that is about. I will say that I also tested all the other alpha encounters in the game, and I have not seen any other schematic dropping from anybody else. So I will just assume that the ones that I've shown you are the only ones that can actually drop these legendary quality ones. In fact, the others, you will oftentimes see them dropping some of these regular rings. Some of them can go all the way up to rank 2, but they are actually quite good if you fight specialized bosses. Like ice and dragon resistance rings could be very good against the Frostallion fight. You can definitely mix and match these and get some extra resistances to reduce some of the incoming damage. But if they do happen to drop a ring, that means they will not drop any schematic whatsoever, so do keep that in mind. Anyway, that is about it with today's video. Totally check out some of the others I made, like for example how to build a perfect team and get some of the highest damage pals right now in Palworld. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.